On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Straight ahead, it's a matchup of unbeatens between the Green Bay Packers and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. So this game of our, Charles, you know, the talk of the NFL world all week. Two unbeaten teams. You rarely see such a matchup this deep into a season.
I would agree with that, because normally you might get one team undefeated for a while. But two teams like this, and I remember in preseason, you looked at schedules and said, I think these two are on a collision course. It'd be interesting to see if they actually get there, and they did. And to me, the winner of this game has to wear the crown of Super Bowl favorite.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. This defense for the Packers, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They just get the play off. Now Prescott. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
A loss of 10 yards. Brings up 4th down.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Now Prescott on 4th down. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. of 5, good enough for the first down. From the gun, it's Hurts. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Touchdown! Saquon Barkley, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Packers 7, Texans nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes, because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
To throw again on 2nd down, Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
And again, it's Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How to get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. Fourth down, Prescott. And this is caught. He hits more. And he is going to have a Texans first down on a well-designed play there. That gets him 16 to move the chains. Running out of the gun with Etienne. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. Flushed out right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On third down, it's Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Packers pick it up. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
The slot man in motion right. On first and 10, it's ETN. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and
14-0 the score. This is the NFL. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. ETN once more. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Complete to Noah Fant. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Packers' 30-yard line.
ETN up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Prescott from the gun. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3.
To throw is Prescott. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on fourth. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. Well, down 2 touchdowns already. I guess they felt they needed to go for it, but still early, still first half.
I think conventional wisdom says, look, as you point out, you got a whole half to play. Hang in there. Don't give up any more points in this situation. Do a little adjusting at the half and come out ready to go. But sometimes those coaches can just sense their team. Maybe they're a little flat or they need a little extra inspiration. And he decided to go for it there to try and kickstart things.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
19.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Cameron Jordan in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving it past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's caught left side to tight end Pitts.
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And this Texans defense stands tall. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
On 2nd down, ETN once more.
Room here to run.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Another tote for Etienne.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Packers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision could get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
23 yards on the play.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
On 1st down, Hurts.
Looking deep for Gabriel. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Escaping the pressure right. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
60 boxes, 60 boxes. Warriors 70.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
Steps away to his left.
That's going to be caught by Pitts.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
They go play action with Hurts.
Touchdown, Packers!
Kyle Pitts.
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Packers would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
Texans nothing. Kaimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He's going to look deep down the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
Ready? Mustang 19. 70.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Hurts to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Packer first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Hurts. Across the middle, and this pass complete to Cooper Kupp. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing is Hurts. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
Partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him, because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. 2nd and 10. Thanks for tagging along with us here from Houston, Texas.
19 right.
He'll drop to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. He couldn't escape the pressure, and they go backwards in a big way there on the sack.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Well, I think everything was impressive about that one, except they didn't get a first down. But I like their field position now after that play.
Yeah, now you got a pretty makeable field goal opportunity.
Right pass. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might give radio silence back.
And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Straight ahead, Etienne.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First down, Prescott. Eluding the pressure right.
He'll find Etienne out of the backfield. On the move past the 40.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. Over the middle, complete. That's Moore. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Houston.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On the counter, Etienne.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Travis Etienne, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Texans go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Extra point right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
From the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And Gabriel's got him. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A good pickup there at 22.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4. He's out of bounds.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's third down.
The Packers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Flush to his right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away.
From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for 1st and 10.
And that's complete ETN out of the backfield.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Prescott now from the 50. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Cameron Jordan, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Play action. Here's Hurts. This is Gabriel out on the left side.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 23 yards the pickup there.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
There goes a deep ball, end zone.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A big play there. 51 yards.
And the Packers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 24.
31. Texans 7. Kaimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And they were ultra confident coming in, that's for sure. They had won 7 straight, but number 8 not looking to be in the cards right now.
And some room to roam now. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Houston. Travis Etienne with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Texans are able to cut into that deficit.
Now the Houston offense is going to stay out there as they'll try for 2. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. And this will be incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Come on, come on.
A first down carry for Barkley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
59 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, the risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not...
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Kyle Pitts,
a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game.
And the Packers are closing in now on a 7th straight win to start the year.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And that unbeaten record very much in jeopardy. It's been a great first few months of the season so far, but they have run into a buzzsaw here, trailing big in the 4th quarter.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. On 2nd and 7, Prescott. And he's got it to Patterson, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 22 yards there, a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Another completion right back to Patterson.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Prescott looks to throw on first. Flush, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Escaping the pressure right.
They'll drop this one off with Etienne. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. throw left side complete. That's more. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. From the red zone now, Prescott. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Noah Fant, a 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans get a bit closer.
Now the Houston offense is going to stay out there as they'll try for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends.